back, people. This is the Make It Make Sense podcast. I am your host, One Swayze,
I'm your host, QB.
and we're here to make it make sense for you all today. Once again, we're back with another dope episode. This is Tuesday. We usually would do the Den series, but we actually have a special edition episode along with a special guest today. And she goes by Funsize Boss, but she also goes by Majestic Baduma at Be Majestic Natural. And I'm going to let her introduce herself. Once again, this is Mental Health Awareness Month, so we're going to kick it off like this.
Hey everybody, I go by Baduma. I am the owner of Be Majestic Naturals, which is a natural hair and skincare product line. I have everything you need from soaps to deodorants, body butters, hair growth oils, everything you need. I don't know what else to tell you guys. Like, I'm from Philadelphia. I reside in Georgia. I'm a traveler, clearly. Yeah.
Hey, it's nothing wrong with moving around a little bit. Nothing wrong with it.
Oh, I was gonna just get right into it, bro, because
Okay.
she got that smile. She ready for the
Oh,
interview.
yeah.
You gotta, just get her right into it.
The
So
glow
what
is
made you come down here from Philadelphia? How long you been down here?
So I've been in Georgia for 7 months. Prior to me moving here, I lived in North Carolina.
Okay.
So what made me move, one, is more to life than Philadelphia. And I always had the urge to move to the South. Honestly, I moved 2 weeks. I had 2 weeks to get my life together and move to North Carolina. And the same thing here.
Okay.
I didn't choose a destination. It kind of chose me.
Okay.
So I initially wasn't going to move to, I live right outside of Atlanta. I wasn't going to move here. I was going to move to Augusta. But I ended up getting a job in an apartment, and I was like, well,
ain't beat it.
Here I am.
Hey, well, you landed in a nice spot, nice area. You know what I'm saying?
No, it is. It's quiet. Me and my neighbors are on the same page. Like, mind your business. I'm mind my business.
Hey, that's huge for me too. You know what I'm saying? That's huge.
I got a question though. Like, I want to ask: are they white or not?
No, they black.
They black.
No, they black.
All right, so I got this thing, right? So, like, most times when we move into a neighborhood, we don't really ask or talk to neighbors and stuff like that. But I live in a predominantly white neighborhood, and so when I first moved here, my neighbors came over here to meet me. And I was like, is they doing that? But I didn't really know that, and I don't really still think that. But I just was like, it's different. Like over here, they came. They was like, hey, how you doing? You know what I'm saying? I'm such and such. I live next door. If you need anything, I'm over here. And I was like, oh, I ain't never had that happen with me. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, I saw that down the street. Yeah, I saw that down the street. Oh, okay then. That's how we that's the meeting ground for us black people, I feel like, when we're in the neighborhood. And so it was a different experience for me, but I mean, just a side note. Sorry.
It's fine. I mean, with me here, I have an older lady who lives next door to me.
She cool.
She let me know from the regardless, you're going to speak. And I'm cool with it. That's my ace at this point. When I lived in North Carolina, I had white people that lived around me. So we didn't really talk much. They more so wanted to talk to my dogs, which was fine, but my dog's not that friendly. So it made it easy for me to kind of keep it moving.
Yeah.
They would be like, oh my God, he's so cute. Can I just touch? And I'm like, no, they not. They not friendly. Oh, can I just pick her up? Oh, anytime you need me to watch your dog. No.
I'm gonna keep moving. That's crazy.
That's hilarious.
So let's get right into it. I'm digging the merch. I like the merch because I'm a merch guy myself. So what made you start the whole Be Majestic Naturals? What was that?
So I started Be Majestic Naturals because my mom, this was back in 2014, my last year of college. My mom found out she had stage 3 colon cancer. So, and I'm just to put it out there, I'm an only child. So, it's not like I could have split the responsibility with anyone. It was me, my last year of college, and I'm like, WTF. Like, um, so basically, like watching her go through chemo, her hair had thinned. So that ended up being like my first product because she had locks. And it was like, well, she's going to do chemo. Like, she's been growing her locks for a while. They were like, well, it could possibly thin, it could possibly fall out. And I'm like, yeah, no, because if her hair fall out, then I mean I got to cut my hair. No. So that was my first product. And then after that, like we went vegan. I threw out all the deodorants and soaps, and everything was trial and ever from there because just the thought of cancer, like your skin absorbs most of the chemicals anyway. So knowing that, I'm like, oh no, we ain't finna do this. Like, so this is the new soap, and she would tell me like, yeah, this is good. Throw that out. I threw that whole batch in the trash because that was just trash. The deodorants, like she was my person. So yeah, like that's how it started, and it just grew from there. Like my job, the girls started buying hair growth oil from me, telling their friends, and it snowballed into Be Majestic Naturals.
Yeah, I like that whole entrepreneurship, and the story behind it is definitely touching as well. And that's more motivation for you to continue to do what you're doing, and also make other people aware. So the natural products, that was just something you started from scratch, just plain scratch, and it grew into what you have today. So what did you did you have any guidelines with these natural products, or like you said, it was just trial and error, and you were just you know
In the beginning, it was just trial and error. And I was just trying to make any and everything that we used on a daily basis. But as it started to grow and I started to vend in different cities as well as Philadelphia, like then it became okay. So the whole point of this is to bring awareness of what you're putting on your skin. Like my biggest pet peeve in this business now is having to convince somebody to use natural products. And I have a lot of people who go, who say to me, oh, well, I have sensitive skin. I can only use Dove. Okay, but can you read any of those ingredients on the back of the Dove bottle? That's the thing. Like, and I do that a lot. Like when I've been, a lot of times, like I'll buy another product and sit it on my table. And if you can't pronounce that 18 to 20 letter word, then you shouldn't be using that on your skin. Everything that I have right here, you can find this at your natural store, at the grocery store if need be. So why not make the switch to be healthier? Like, we sometimes had a mindset of I'm gonna die anyway. Okay, that's fine. That's
That's
fine.
cool.
You get right. That's fine. But why you gotta go out? For lack of better words, like a nut. Like you don't necessarily have to be on that type time. Like okay, so it's inevitable, but why not take care of your body, your temple right now?
Or do the research, do the research on what those big words are on those boxes, so you understand what you put in your body. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Because I do a beard line, right? And so with the beard line, I do all natural products. Stonely, he got some up there, yeah. And so with the beard line, we do everything natural. But what I have done was look at other beard companies and see what they put in it, right? And then go do that research. Like, it's just harmful to the beard. It's just harmful to the skin under the beard, right? And then you get, you start finding different things out. And I think a lot of people just putting Dove or whatever. So not to put any disclaimer. We like Dove. If they want to be in partnerships, we do. But nah, like but people got to do the reading behind what they're putting on their body. If they say they got sensitive skin, okay, cool. But you're putting something on your skin that you haven't read about that may be harming your sensitive skin more. You know what I'm saying? So it's a thing, and I completely agree with you with what you're saying. I do have a question. You mind me asking this question, Sway?
Oh, go ahead. I'm letting you roll because I remember you telling me about the label things and the research you were doing with the beard oil. So it's like enhanced. So yeah, do you think?
How has the vending been going for you? How do you like vending? What's some pros and cons you got against vending?
Okay, so vending, I'm getting back into vending now. Because of COVID, but like Saturday would be my first vending event. But prior to, I love vending. It's something about that energy, like when you're in it, you're doing it. People asking you questions, and it's just flowing right out. Like I'm not stopping thinking about it. Like it's the best thing ever. Like you just feed off of like the good energy that comes to your table. The only pros about vending, it may be the business that needs to be taken care of behind the scenes, as far as dealing with hosts and stuff. That may have been like my biggest thing. People just being unprofessional. But at the end of the day, once I get into like my bag and my zone, it doesn't even matter at that point.
I like that. Just focus and knowing what you actually want to do, and
Absolutely.
taking those situations and turning into a positive. Even though others don't handle their business correctly, you still conduct yourself as an entrepreneur, and you find your light in every situation. My question was, I saw you're kind of big on your energy. So how important is it to protect that energy and that positivity that you carry? Like you said, when you got on, you're glowing, you're smiling. How do you protect that energy? Like, why? How do
So it's top priority for me to protect my energy. And as I learn more, I learn how to not give all of my energy away. Because I do know and understand that people gravitate to certain energies. Um, whether it's to use it, steal it, anything like that. I know how to give it when I want to, when it's necessary for me to give. And if I don't have it to give, I don't pour from an empty cup. Um, so for me, I'm a people person. So to be out and about, I keep my head covered to protect my crown, as far as the different things that may come my way spiritually. But also I walk in my authority as well as with my ancestors. So most of the time I don't really be worried about any of that. I keep it moving, and no weapon formed against me shall prosper.
That's what I'm talking about.
It will never prosper.
Hey man, keep him first, man. Keep him above all, man. But I love it.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So we do have some bills to pay, y'all. So y'all stay tuned, man. We got a special guest, funsize boss. She was in the building to be Majestic Natural.
The mental health advocate.
You feel me? So we'll be back, man. Y'all be safe. All right. Stay tuned.
Attention content creators, do you have a great podcast, short film series, and need a home to show it to millions of households, plus countless smartphone users? Streets TV is hip-hop for the world. Contact us at streetstvworldwide@gmail.com or follow us on Instagram at Streets TV World. It's Streets TV, hip-hop for the world.
So, I actually got recommended. You actually were recommended to me by a great friend of mine, Bowtie. And he, highlighted you as just black magic. You know what I'm saying? Black girl rocks. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just a phenomenal woman. And he also gave me a tip and wanted to kind of touch on this. It's just fun. We're just gonna kind of joke about it. But I know he was stating you always say to my future ugly husband. So what do you mean by that? You know what I'm saying? Being who you are, with your space and how you protect it. How do you, what does that mean to everybody out here?
Okay. So let me just put this out there. If you do not follow my Dear Future Ugly Husband page,
oh wow,
it's spelled just like that. Dear Future Ugly Husband. So it started years ago, and it started as a joke. My godfather, he will always say, like, don't ever get you a pretty boy because you need a man that's going to do for you. And I'm like, okay. All right, yeah, I can't wait to bring my future ugly husband here. And it just, like we would laugh every family gathering. I would be like, yeah, I ain't bring my future ugly husband this time, but next time I'm going to bring him. And it went from there. So when I started posting about it, like, oh, I plan to have twins with my future ugly husband, and females were like, yo, like I like this Dear Future Ugly Husband. Because the things I was saying are things that single women really look for or ask for. Like, it may be a trend with the long eyelashes and the long wigs, but listen, when I come in the house, I don't look like that. I personally don't wear it, but I don't look like that. And I'm telling you right now, you may be walking by and a wig is sitting up, on a chair, on a doorknob, whatever. Like, but I'm keeping it 100. Like, Dear Future Ugly Husband, I just want to let you know that when I start cleaning, if I start cleaning with shorts and a t-shirt on, I might end up with about 7 layers of clothes on just to see if it still fit. I don't know. I made things around. Like, I'm just being totally honest and transparent.
You might see something on the dresser though, like a wig, but they ain't just take it off my head.
You may, like,
yo.
I'm just being honest. Like, I think I put one post up like, Dear Future Ugly Husband, low key, I'm a savage. Like, but some females are afraid to say that. Like, I look at you like meat sometimes. Like, but I'm just being as transparent as possible, because you can't never say like, oh, you never told me that. I did tell you that.
Right.
I did. Right. I told you that.
You think that's a big part in like mental health too, though? Like with being transparent and also being yourself, like not holding back from your partner or even like somebody you're talking to, right? Just not holding back from them and letting you know like everything they got going on, or like everything, letting your personality just show and not trying to impress them. Is that important to like mental health, you think?
It is. When you suppress yourself, you minimize yourself, but you also cause it can snowball or create physical ailments. Whether it be not being your authentic self, not expressing your anger, not expressing any emotions, it can turn into other things. And that goes back into like skincare. Sometimes it could be that pimple on your face, which people don't really pay attention to. When you stress, you get acne.
Yeah.
When you're angry, when you're storing anger, that anger sits in your liver, which means now it's not functioning properly. And for a lot of women, that goes back to they end up having endometriosis, things of that nature. So yeah, you need to be as transparent. One, you need to be transparent with yourself. That's first and foremost before you can be transparent with anybody else. But if you live in a lie to yourself, I can't expect you to do that. You know, be honest with anybody else outside of yourself. It start with you first.
So, how important is self love, and what do you do to make sure that you're, you know what I'm saying, taking that time for yourself, making sure your mind and your body is spiritually correct and in line?
Self-love is very important because it's self. You come first at the end of the day. Like I said earlier, you can't pour from an empty cup. So if you're not full, then how can you expect to give to other people? Me, I do affirmations. I do yoga when I remember. I journal daily. Don't let I'm serious. When I remember, I do it. I listen to music. Music is a major part for me. So I'm quite sure my neighbors are annoyed some days because I'll come in here and blast music and sing to the top of my lungs, but it makes me feel great. I take long showers. Filling orders is therapeutic for me. I may talk to my mom or bid or joke around with my cousins. Like we have a group text. I do anything that makes me feel great. I go to the gun range. I go to the spa. I go to the rage room if need be. I go, like I do anything that I feel like I need to do. I will. I'll take a drive and be okay. So yeah, I put me first. Always.
You put you first.
I do.
Right?
That's
dope.
I think that's probably the most important portion, right? Because if you think about, having a job, having, any type of career, and you have something to hold on to, like you put other people in front of you. Maybe you have, like children, you'll put them in front of you, a husband or something, you put them in front of you, maybe, what I'm saying, or a wife, put them in front of you. And so I think sometimes you have to take the time to think about self sometimes and actually, get that relaxation because like you just said, you do things that you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes other people may want to do the same thing that you want to do, but I think it's very important to have that time to self so you can kind of not get lost in whatever, everything else that's going on around you. It's easy to lose yourself.
Yeah, definitely, especially with social media these days. Everything's on YouTube, and I was looking at something. I think I was just scrolling, and it was like a daily inspiration from Myrrh, and it was just talking about how we get so caught up in
I'm sorry.
how we get so caught up in comparing each other or comparison to someone who's in the limelight, not really knowing their life or not really knowing their background, their story, but we just want to compare and see the success, and so we try to sit ourselves up there with them, but it may be tearing us down inside or it may be affecting us in another way that we're trying to block just by seeing that, okay, I need to be like this person, or this person just bought this and I need to have it. And I feel like that's also a part of self-care and self-love, knowing that God made you for a reason, and as long as you're being you, then your purpose is going to be lived out. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to compare to anybody. Everybody that's on this earth is special and unique, and that God shaped us in our own uniqueness in our own way. And everybody does things different. Kind of going back to what QB said. Like I might draw better than QB, or funsize might draw better than me. But we may feel like all of us draw great. We just draw differently. You know what I'm saying? Or we paint the picture different. So it's one of those things that I was looking at too. I think sometimes we get lost in like society trials, or the stories of society, and just wanting to be that limelight person when we kind of have to understand that we're already a limelight. We just have to evolve and grow. You know what I'm saying? So that was just my little spiel. You know, I just kind of go in.
You said something good. She started smiling. Look at her.
Yeah, she did.
Hey,
So,
so I really want to know like what you got coming up next. What things do people need to be looking out for from you, for your brand and from the mental health state.
Okay, so brand wise, look for me in your city. I'm getting back into vending. So since I'm already in the South, if it's close enough for me to drive to, as long as it's not more than 12 hours, I'm absolutely good with that.
If it makes sense. It gotta make sense.
Gotta make sense.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I will be vending, and anybody that is interested in starting a skincare line, I do wholesaling. So I help other people start their skincare line. So all you really have to worry about is making your labels, and if you choose to focus on a container, how you want to package it. Typically, I package everything and send it to you. Just slap your label on it and keep it moving, just to make your life easier. Mental health wise, I'm still working on. I have some things that I'm working on as far as wanting to start a group. A transparency group. We talk about healing, and a lot of people think that like healing only takes 3 to 6 months, or maybe a year or two, or if you drink some tea and flip some tarot cards, like you're healed. And that's not healing. Like healing can look several different ways. Like, so I'm working on starting a transparency group where you can feed off of each other and get some tips on how to deal with different things. Me and my girlfriends do it now. I had my days, I'm like, girl, is this normal? Like, I had one of these days and I just like, I'm not really sure. Like, I almost went back to the old me, and they're like, yeah, that's a part of the journey. Everybody had their day. My grandma used to always say, like, I got one ass kicking left. And I'm like, grandma, I'm like, you the mother of the church. Like, but I truly understand it now. Like, it don't matter how conscious you are, you still have those moments because you're human. So, we look at people, like you said, comparing each other. Yeah, people look at, the conscious community like, oh, like they don't have those feelings. Yeah, they do. They may not tell you, but yeah, they have good days, bad days, wealthy days, broke days, whatever. Like, it happens. So I'm working on it.
So I got a few more things, but lastly, better living, and better eating. Any tips you can share on better living?
I'm gonna ruffle some feathers.
Okay.
Yeah, leave the meat alone altogether.
Leave it alone.
No meat.
Leave the meat alone. And for people who think fish is not meat, yes, leave the fish alone too.
She throwing shots at the
No, for
pescatarians
real.
out there in the world.
So what are we supposed to eat to make us full? Like what would eat? What do we need to
So
eat?
you can eat, it's different proteins. You can eat beans to make yourself full. You can double up on fruits and vegetables. Honestly, like converting or transitioning to veganism is not as hard as people think. If you go into it with the mindset like, oh my God, I need a burger, then you're not, like, you already failed. Like,
Yeah,
just
you
give it
already
up because you didn't even give it a chance. But if you really get into it, and I tell everybody this, cook your own food. If you can't cook, there are several vegan soul food cookbooks.
Wow.
when I decided to go back to being vegan or transition back to being vegan, oh yeah, sis was making macaroni and cheese, collard greens, because that's the stuff that I like. But it didn't contain chicken butt and all that other stuff. It wasn't cooked the way my grandma cooked it or how I grew up with it being cooked. Yeah. But if you cook it yourself, then you'll know what you like and what you don't like. You'll be able to season it until your ancestors say don't. All right, now. No more. But it's up to you.
Definitely. Last thing, because I hear a lot of different things about saging. Mm-hmm. What is your take on the whole sage? Like, because I hear some people say it's demonic, some people say it's not. So I don't really get into saging. I don't know, but this two sides is like everybody's class when it comes to sage.
I sage often. I work in mental health. So when I come home from work, yeah, I sage myself at the front door. Okay. I walk in with the sage. I sage outside my house. I sage inside my house. I open up my windows. And it's a part of my weekend rituals. Like, for the people who feel like it's demonic, child, that's on you. Okay, that you missing out on a whole lot. And I only say that because when you move into different homes or when you are around different people, you know the energy change. And we are all aware of that one person who changes the whole atmosphere when they walk in. You like, oh my God. Ugh. Yeah, but if you had saged or lit some sage, you wouldn't have that feeling. They would be bringing that energy all the way down where it doesn't affect your environment. For me, saging has become big with me living on my own. I create my own environment. I set the tone, I set the energy. And if your energy is not right, you gotta get out. When I have like the maintenance people come here, I sage immediately. The sage is burning when they come in here. Yeah, hurry up, please and thank you. Not to be rude, but I appreciate it. But for people who want to get into saging, I would say do it. Open up your windows for sure. It's no point in saging and leaving the house completely closed up. That defeats the purpose. Open up your windows if you can. Open up your front door and let it flow out. For the people who had bad experiences with sage, I would say burn frankincense and myrrh. So frankincense and myrrh brings in a new energy, some peace, love, and happiness into your home after you completely, get rid of the negative energy or the stale energy in your home. Burn frankincense and myrrh.
Thank you. I've always wanted to ask because I never knew why people like sage, and you just broke it down to me. So, hey,
she broke it down to
yeah, I actually learned why people sage, and I understand,
Yeah, so if y'all don't sage, y'all need to start saging.
I was like, man, what can I find?
I know, right?
I need to find the sage tree. Like, where is it? I need to just all of it off of the tree.
I'm glad that you went into that, but I don't know. I'm definitely looking into it. I might actually try one day and just kind of experiment with it, just kind of see.
I can see him like this, walking around
in the studio.
Is it doing something? People be like, "Is it doing something?" It is.
Whatever. Me, I break my sage down. So the little sage sticks, I crack them open, break them down, and I light them. And I may sit some in each room in my house.
That's dope.
That makes it, for me, it makes it easier because I'm moving around. So I'm not just, when on my weekends, I have that moment after I cleanse and clean my house. then I'll walk around and do it, and then I'll burn frankincense and myrrh.
Nice. Nice.
Hey,
Nice.
I feel like when you walk around her house, it's like just peaceful. You be like,
Oh, like I feel like I just go over there and just be like,
you be like this with it.
so relaxed.
You feel me? Like,
No
oh
stress.
my God.
No worries. Like
my house don't feel this. Like, I don't feel this energy in my
I try to get that type of energy in my house.
for real, man. But it's been a pleasure. It has been a pleasure to have you on this show. We really appreciate all the knowledge, especially about saging, because it's something that people want to do or they're interested in doing. But it's two sides to every story, like one way to the saying.
Yeah.
So but yeah, we definitely gonna definitely tap in with you again for those natural products. We're gonna send some people please for those natural products, and we might have a vending event coming up. That's something I was just talking about with some people of mine doing something, but that's another story for another day. But yeah, we're gonna have some vending events coming up soon, so we definitely gonna tap in with you again on that as well. Once Swayze, did you make sense today?
I think it made a lot of sense. You know, like I said, we welcome in this mental health awareness month. I'm sure everybody out there listened and learned, and it made sense today, man. And I just want to thank you once again, my black queen, my black sister. I really appreciate it. I saw the site earlier. I'm going to get some candles because I love candles, and I just want to experience the natural, you know what I'm saying, flow and feel of things. And I don't know, we support, you know, entrepreneurs and black businesses and especially our women, you know what I'm saying? So I want to see you succeed. Anything that we can do, any commercials you may start, any products that you want to put on the podcast, let us know, send it to us, and we got you.
Thank you all so much. I really appreciate this opportunity, and we will definitely be connecting for sure.
Most definitely. QB.
Well, we made it make sense today, people. We appreciate everyone that joined in today. I hope y'all learned something because we learned something. And you know, until next time, make it make sense.
And we're out.
We out.